How's it going, truth seekers, skeptics, and anyone else who may be listening? This is Designated X, a channel dedicated to bringing the very best of the unexplained. I'm back again with an odd, unexplained, and hair-raising account of the unnatural. Before I start though, if you could please hit that like and subscribe button and share this post on social media or with any like-minded individuals, it sure would help a lot and I'd definitely appreciate it. Thank you all. Alright, let's get going.
Are you familiar with the so-called X-Files?
I believe they have to do with unexplained phenomena.
When convention and science offer us no answers, might we not finally turn to the fantastic as a plausibility?
Logically, I would have to say no.
The following information was forwarded to me. As a young child, my sweet old great-great-Granny Lee from Homer, Louisiana, used to tell me about the Wolfman of Marshall, Texas. She said she had seen the beast herself as it attacked the neighbor's pig. She swore on an old family Bible that what she saw was neither man nor known beast. She said it was a man-wolf and could be nothing more. This beast man-wolf, my dear old granny often described as people actually seeing what was a half-human, half-wolf. It had been noted and told that they were over 6 feet tall when they stood. They have large yellow-orange eyes and long white sharp teeth, as well as a blunt, long snout. His face is always not quite a man's and not quite a wolf, though some report they are covered with a full coat of hair, and still others tell of the coat being sparse and patchy. Though reports sometimes differ, the common factors are that the werewolf's face was always seemingly flat, blunt, and yet pointed and very grotesquely long. The man-wolf of not so long ago was often encountered along Stagecoach Road. This, of course, is one of the most haunted hotspots in all of Marshall. Others say it was Dead Woman's Road or Sedbury Street, as it is now known. This werebeast animal, or as some call it, a dogman, was known for slaying a sheep or a cow where it stood in the blink of an eye. They say the thousands of chickens they kill could feed the whole state of Texas for a year. And don't forget the many stories of them killing possibly a man, woman, or child or two for good measure. The old stories around here you will hear most often is of poor old Miss Ethel Briggs. She was a lonely widow woman whose husband and young son was reportedly outright killed by the man-wolf. Ethel's husband used to raise all the normal things it took to survive the daily life of the time. Then, one day, he found where something broke into his many chicken pens and killed his livestock or had carried them away. He then found chewed up pieces showing real signs that they were being killed and eaten. He set out to trap and kill what he thought was a large coyote or perhaps mountain lion. Ethel's husband knew what he had to do, so he went out that night and, as the story goes, never returned. They found his foot with the toes chewed off that next morning laying by the front door, and found his left arm missing 3 fingers and half a thumb near the old barn. His head was by the creek, missing its nose, ears, and tongue. And of course, his lips were chewed off, and the area of his cheeks showed deep, large punctures and tooth gouge marks. The very next night, her youngest boy was taken before her eyes. He was the red-headed one, who set off looking with his mother for the rest of his dad's chewed-up remains to bury them on that cold February day. That very next morning, he was found, at least a large part of his upper torso, just a near 5 miles away. and the sheriff was called in to come investigate the death. Poor Miss Ethel said she had seen the beast when the town sheriff came to call, and that she had buried only the 3 large pieces of her husband's carcass behind the great field he used to till. And she went on to say that she and her 4 other kids had found them scattered around the property. She said what she saw was not that of a man or just a mangy rabies-infected dog. No, it was more than just very large, and it walked like a man, with a strange, apparent slight limp or jake leg. She also stated and noted that it ran off on all 4s with their husband's left leg in its mouth. If this is to be believed, it's quite a frightening encounter. As always, it's up to the listener to decide if they think the encounters are true, but this was filed with phantoms and monsters. It's an intense encounter. Can you imagine having to pick up your husband's body parts and bury them, only to find them scattered about the next day? And then, while you're collecting them, to have your son taken. It's just, I don't know. But if it's true, this is one of the crazier encounters I've come across. Personal encounter of anything odd and unexplained, whether it be ghostly visitors, a sinister stranger, cryptid or unknown entity encounters, demonic or angelic visitation, extraterrestrial contact, or anything else unexplained, feel free to contact me with your account by sending an email to designatedxshow@gmail.com. See you in the next one. Peace.